dealing. Kasi meron tayong marriage contract, employment contract. Okay, so napakadami kasing contracts. Here in the Philippines alone, class, napakadami pong kontrata. Okay, of course, most of the contracts classes actually not in a written form or printed form. Why? Because they're actually in oral form po. Okay. So when we say contracts, okay, so maraming topics yan under the law on contracts. As you can see, we have the general principles of contracts, the definition, the elements of contracts, as well as the essential, natural, and accidental elements. We also have the parties to a contract, the stages of a contract, the kinds of contracts. No? Sa Philippines, napakadami niyan. And of course, we do have the most important topic for your qualifying exam, and that would be your defective contracts. Sino-sino ba ang defective contracts? Okay, so generally, mga textbook is actually 4. Also, we do have the how contracts are actually extinguished. Same with the obligation, di ba? Na last time, we've discussed kung paano na-extinguish ang isang obligation. And as you can see, obligations and contracts, first and foremost, you have to take note, is actually interrelated. Okay, so kung nag-attend kayo ng obligations, and I know lahat kayo ay nag-attend, kabisado nyo na yan. Okay, so to start with, what is a contract? Ano ba itong kontrata? Okay. Is contract the same as an obligation? Definitely no. No po. Okay, so you can actually answer, class, no? You can actually make use of the chat po. Okay, so gustong-gusto ko yung live stream audience ko. Okay, so what is a contract by definition? It is actually a voluntary, legally binding agreement signed by 2 or more parties. However, there is actually a caveat there. Bakit may warning, may caveat? Okay? Kasi class, not all contracts is isa lamang po ang bounded by the same contract. Why? Kasi po class, it is actually a reciprocal obligation because one party is bounded by the said obligation to perform or to deliver something to another, and also the other person as well is actually bounded by the same obligation or by the same contract alone to make good of the said expected obligation sa kanya or contract. Okay, so moving forward, obligations and contract are interrelated. Why? The law on obligations, saan nagsisimula yan, class? It's actually on Article 1156, defining the obligation. The obligation is a juridical necessity to do, to give, and not to do. Okay? While the law on contracts is Article 1305 onwards. Okay, so for now, hindi tayo magdadwell sa obligations just because I believe kabisado nyo na yan. Okay, so we are into the law on contracts. Okay, so class, no, if you are to check kung nasaan siya, nasa civil code yan. Okay, both the law on obligations and contract class is nasa civil code. Nasa civil code siya ng Philippines. Hindi mo siya hanapin saan? Sa Code of Commerce. Okay, hindi mo siya hanapin sa Corporation Code of the Philippines. Why? Because it is under the book sa civil law. Okay, next. Obligations arises from law, contracts, quasi-contracts, acts or omission punished by law, quasi-delicts. Okay, so this is actually the enumeration kung saan galing ang isang obligation. And as you can see, okay, so there, no, number 1 is law. Okay, so law are actually rules of conduct, just obligatory, laid down by legitimate powers for common observance and benefit. Say for example, meron tayong batas, Migrant Workers Act of 1995. Okay, say for example, define yung sa mga rights, yung jurisdiction regarding sa maritime if ever yung ating OFW po ay magkakaso. May Migrant Workers Act yan siya. So meron din tayong tinatawag na, okay, VAUSI law, Violence Against Women, Children, diba? So yan po class, no? Under the law, may obligation. If ever na magkakaroon ng hearing party, meron siyang obligation to make good of the said obligation or to perform or to deliver something dun sa isa. Okay, contracts. Okay, so ito yung topic natin for today. Why? Because contract is a meeting of the minds between 2 persons. Okay? Between 2 persons who are actually bounded by the said obligations. Okay, quasi-contract, another form of a contract. However, sa quasi-contract class, from the very beginning, wala pong kontrata. As if. Ang ibig sabihin class ng quasi is as if. Okay, pag nakakita po tayo ng word na quasi, meaning as if contracts. Okay? Quasi-contracts as being defined and being elaborated in your previous textbook workbooks and examination class, that would fall into two categories, which is your negosyorum gestio and your solutio indemnity. Okay, so babalikan natin ng konting yung ating obligations. Why? Because sa negosyorum gestio, that is the voluntary management of the affairs of another person. Say for example, pumunta ka ng Baguio, naiwan mo yung iyong sasakyan. Okay? However, magkakaroon daw ng baha na medyo matindi. So, yung gestor o yung kapitbahay mo na may concern sa property mo, okay, so will make good na ipapark niya yung iyong kotse na out of harm para hindi abutin ng baha. So, that is negosyorum gestio. Okay, so that is actually the gestor, yung kapitbahay mo. Okay? So also, we have the solutio indemnity or the error in payment. Or payment by mistake. Pumunta ka, sumakay ka, papunta ka sa ICCT, nagbayad ka ng 20, sinukulan ka ng 100. Okay, so payment by mistake. So that is your solutio indemnity, and that is actually in your quasi-contracts. Acts and omissions punishable by law, that is your delicts o tinatawag nating crimes. Okay. Say for example, bigay tayo ng isang criminal activity. Say for example, nakapatay ka ng isang tao plus. Okay? Ang sabi po ng ating law and obligations, under Article 100 ng ating revised penal code, every person who is actually criminally liable is also civilly liable. So that means if you are criminally liable, okay, you are also civilly liable. That is why law, or actually the crime itself, is an obligation, is a source of an obligation. Okay, we also have this quasi-delicts. Okay, ito yung mga tinatawag nating, say for example, by accident, no? Nagkaroon ng injury yung isang person or harm, so you will be actually bounded to take good care of the person. Say for example, you have to answer for the hospitalization or any damage na na-incur mo. So that is your quasi-delicts. Okay, so moving forward on the sources of obligation, the main sources are really law and contracts. Why? Because some of the textbook class, dalawa lang po ang nare-recognize na source ng obligation. And that is your law and your contracts. Okay, so, but some textbooks actually, yung kay De Leon po, 5 siya, no? So, 5 yung kay Hector De Leon. So, the other sources are also established by law. Okay. So, what is the difference between a contract and a quasi-contract? Kasi contract yung topic. Okay, when we say contract, the results from the will of the parties expressed with a view to create an obligation. Okay, please take note, no? Resulting from the will of the parties expressed with a view to create an obligation. Meaning, they want to enter into an agreement to come up with a certain obligation, and that is your contract. While in quasi-contract class, it is an obligation resembling that created by the contract. Okay. A contract is an agreement. On the other hand, a quasi-contract is there is no agreement at all. Diba yung tinatawag nating negosyorum gestio and solutio indemnity? Because initially, wala talagang contract. However, nagkakaroon ng contract just because of the certain circumstances the parties are actually being referred to. Okay, so a contract has certain essential elements. Okay, so we will discuss it later, no? Yung ating mga essential elements for a contract. Also, when we say quasi-contract, essentials for formation of a contract are actually absent. So, hindi lahat present kay quasi-contract. Okay? Kapag contract, it is actually a full-fledged contract and is actually binding. It is actually binding the two parties to come up with the obligation, mag-perform. In-expect din sila ng batas na to perform their certain obligations. Okay, so when we say quasi-contract, it is a resembling a contract, not a full-fledged contract, and it's actually an implied. Okay, why? Kasi usually sa contract is express, meaning printed form, written form, while in the same time, yung consent po pwedeng express or po pwedeng implied. Okay. So, sabi natin, a contract is a meeting of the minds between two parties. How about yung unilateral contract and bilateral contract? So, sabi ko nga kanina, it's actually a misnomer. Why? Class, pag sinabi mong unilateral contract, papasok dyan yung ating the contract of donation. Why? Because one party is actually bounded na magbigay out of his own liberality. Kasi gusto niyang magbigay as an act of love, as an act of gratitude. He is willingly partaking or donating his property to a certain individual. Okay, so that individual in return, the other person, no, meron siyang obligation to receive dapat yan. Dapat, no? Given in that context, kasi nga reciprocal obligations ang ating contract. Pag sinabi mo namang bilateral contract, class, meaning it can actually entered into by two or more persons. So that is your bilateral contract. Sa unilateral contract, class, active na active masyado ang isang party. Okay? He is the one who is actually offering, who is performing the certain obligations, while on bilateral contracts, both of the parties, say for example, a contract of sale, class, dalawa sila is expected to perform the said obligations. Expected to perform the contract. Okay? So, moving forward. Again, nasa definition pa lang tayo. No? Okay, so contract is a meeting of the minds between two persons whereby one binds himself with respect to the another person to contribute something or to do some service. Okay, so by this definition alone, class ng contract, we can actually state na meron tayong tinatawag na personal obligation and a real obligation. Okay. So, alam naman natin what is a real obligations, no? So, a real kapag may delivery. Okay. So, personal obligation, ikaw lang yung pwedeng makapag-perform nun. Okay. Pero pag sinabi mong real obligation sa contract natin, class, meron tayong tinatawag na delivery. Kaya nagiging real ang isang obligation. Okay. So, Chapter 1, General Provisions, under Article 1305, a contract is a meeting of the minds. So, paulit-ulit tayo, no? Meeting of the minds between two persons whereby one binds himself with respect to the other to give something or to render some service. Okay, so, again, class, no? Not all agreements are contract. Okay? So, please follow me. Not all agreements are contracts. Okay, so, again, class, no? Please, sabihin sa sarili nyo, not all agreements are contracts. Why? Because only when an agreement gives rise to an obligation may it be called a contract. Okay, so hence, a contract is an agreement that is effective juridically to give rise to a civil obligation. Okay, a contract is one of the sources of obligation. And also, and as once a civil obligation is being formed, it is enforceable in court. Again, sabi natin sa ating first time na nagsalita tayo dyan sa seminar, ang sabi ko, when we speak of an obligation, we classify them into civil and natural obligations. Kapag civil obligations, ano ito, class? Ito yung Article 1156 onwards mo. Ito yung pinag-uusapan natin dito. Okay, civil obligations. When we say natural obligations, hindi mo siya ma-i-enforce juridically. Why? Kasi it is based on natural law. Okay, Kung sino man sa inyo naghahanap kung nasan yung civil obligation, that is your Article 1156 onwards. Okay? Yan po yung legally enforceable through a court or a forum. Meaning, you can actually demand a certain person to make good of his obligation. Kasi nga, that is a civil obligation. Say for example, may simbang gabi, tuwing December. Okay, so every now and then, sabi ng nanay mo, to motivate you to complete all those 9 nights po na magsisimba, okay, sasabihin ng nanay mo sa'yo, okay, and at the end of the 9th day po, you will be entitled for 1,000 pesos cash. Bigay sa'yo ng mother mo. Why? Kasi gusto lang niya na as a good Christian, you are actually doing your duty to Okay, so go to church, lalong-lalo na event na katulad nung ating tinatawag na 9 days, 9 mornings na. Okay, tinatawag nating 9 mornings, simbang gabi, whatsoever. Okay, so class, if it is actually coupled with a money na po, okay, so that natural obligation or tinatawag nating moral obligation to go to church would definitely will be a civil obligation. Why? Kasi nga po may pa 1,000 na. Okay? Kasi magiging mo kasi if you are to attend those 9 days po in complete, no, you will be entitled to 1,000 pesos. Naturally, yung moral obligation to go to church, okay, nakompleto mo, so po pwede mong hingan si mother ng 1,000. Because that would become a civil obligation. Okay. Parties to a contract. So, sino po ba ang party? Okay. When we say contract, meron tayong tinatawag na promisor. Okay. Promisor and promisee class, no, hindi mo yan masyado nakita sa mga textbook. Kasi, they're actually being referred to sa mga ibang textbook na obligor and obligee. Okay, so obligor and obligee kasi coming from the word na obligation. Si obligor is the one who is actually making the promise. Ano na siya nagpa-promise? Kay promisee or obligee. Generally, parties to a contract may differ class, no? Say for example, we have an insurance contract. Ang insurance contract, ang parties ay insurer. Okay? Si insurer, siya po yung insurance company. Si insured, siya po yung nag-avail ng insurance. Usually siya nag-avail ng insurance or nagbabayad ng premiums, pero minsan iba si insured at iba si beneficiary. Okay? Pag-insurance policy. Okay? How about parties to a transportation contract? Okay, parties to a transportation contract, we have the shipper and the carrier. Yan yung mga parties sa contract, ha? Also, in terms of lease, we have the landlord or the lessor and the tenant or the lessee. Magkakaiba yan, class. And obviously, the law on sales, meron vendor and vendor. That is actually your parties po sa sales contract. Okay, please take note that parties may be individuals, partnership, corporations, or the government itself. Okay, so pag sinabi mong individual, okay, natural persons yan. Partnership, corporations, and government class is actually a juridical person. Okay, so po pwede pong mag-enter into a contract. Okay, so for natural person, sila personal on their personal capacity. However, for partnership, corporations, and the government class, paano sila nakaka-enter into a contract? Through a representative. No? Say for example, no, people of the Philippines versus ABC Corporation as represented by Mr. X. Okay, the president owner / blah blah blah. Okay? So ganun siya, class, no? That is your parties to a contract. Okay. So what are the elements of a contract? Okay. So pag sinabi mong element, class, tatlo yan. Okay? So please take note, what are the elements of a contract? Huwag sasagot ka agad ng consent. Why? Okay? Class, kasi pag sinabi mong elements, it must be subdivided into 3. Why? Meron tayong essential, meron tayong natural, and then meron tayong accidental. Again, class, huwag sasagot ka agad ng object. Huwag sasagot ng consideration. Why? Kasi tatlo po yung classification. Again, ha, pag tinanong kayo sa qualifying exam, what are the elements of a contract? Huwag sasagot ka agad ng consent. Okay, baka tayo maano po niyan, ha? Again, ang meron kasi tinatawag na essential, natural, and accidental. Okay. When we say consent, okay, consent must be freely given. Okay, dapat hindi siya pumapasok sa tinatawag nating vices. Consent. Okay. Object. So what is the object of your contract? A object of a contract must be licit, must be legal, must be lawful, not contrary to law, morals, public order, or public policy. Okay? And then again, we have this consideration. Okay, class, consideration is different from motivation. Why? Kasi class, no? Say for example, bumili ka ng property sa Batangas. Okay. Bili kayo ng property kasi taking into consideration na ikaw ay kikita kasi ang balak mo nga class ay bilhin yung property kasi eventually we will develop it into a amusement park tapos slash resort siya. However, no? So hindi kasi nangyari. Hindi nangyari yun. So anong mangyayari doon sa inyong contract? Okay? O, iba yung expectation, iba yung intent, iba yung motivation. Okay? So what we are actually taking into consideration are the elements of a contract. Kapag sinabi mong essential, dapat nasa kontrata sila. Otherwise, kapag absent ng isa dyan class, ano ang tawag natin sa kontrata? Absent of one of the elements, ang tawag mo dyan ay, sige nga class, anyone? Kapag walang dyan, kapag walang object ang isang kontrata, anong tawag? Okay? Void contracts, Kappa Blanca Julius. Okay? So, yung iba, anong sagot class? Okay, check natin, ano? So, thank you for answering, Mr. Julius, no? Yung how the others po, ano po yung sagot nila? Okay, tingnan natin, quasi-contracts. Okay, yung iba po, ano po ang sagot? Okay? Kasi walang consent eh. Walang object, walang consideration. Ibig sabihin na ay, okay, so yan, nandiyan na papasok yung tinatawag nating voidable contracts, void contracts, resistable contracts, and yung mga defective contracts. Pero sa sagot ko po ang kanina, no, sagutin natin, that is void. Okay, so nakuha po ni Miss Santos. Okay, so maraming So, yun. Thank you for answering, no? Okay, yun. Medyo okay yan. Tama, no? Void contracts po yan. Kapag isa po ang wala dyan, void yan. Kapag dalawa ang wala dyan, void yan. Pero class, kapag yung isa may konting depekto, say for example, for the consent alone, po, medyo defective lang kasi yung consent, nakuha siya by using irresistible force or fear doon sa person. Okay? Diyan na po siya magiging voidable. Okay, so magkakaiba po yan? Yes po, magkakaiba siya. Okay, moving forward tayo sa cost of a contract. Okay, so what is the cost? Contracts may be entered into because it is actually for onerous reason, remunatory or gratuitous. When we say onerous contract, here, the cost of each contracting party, the promise of a thing or service by the other party. So, onerous. Meaning, meron ka kasing marireceive kasi you are actually running after the promise of a thing or service of another person. Okay? When we say remunatory, like for example, your wages, remunerations, no? Here, the cost is actually the service or the benefit which is actually being remunerated. Okay. So, what is gratuitous? Like your donation class, no? Act of liberality, act of gratitude, take it into account, no? Act of love. Usually yan, kapag gratuitous, okay, lucrative or contract of pure beneficence is actually the cause is the liberality of the benefactor. Okay, so these are actually one of the elements po, essential elements of a contract. Okay, so when we say cause, it is the essential reason why a party enters into a contract. Okay, simply put, sabi nga ng mga millennial, para kanino ka ba bumabang? So that is your cause. Diba natawa kayo? Okay, so when we say cause, essential reason, bakit ka ba mag-enter kay contract? Ma'am, sabi ng isang klase ko last time, no? Ma'am, same ba tong cause sa motivation? Again, no. Why? Cause is your reason alone kung bakit ka i-enter. Your motivation into entering the contract, magkaiba yan. Okay? Katulad na